PodTechs. We're here at the conclusion of Permissionless in Palm Beach, Florida. You came here to learn. What did you learn as a weaver of Web3?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't even know what the definition of Web3 was when I got here. So people were talking about it a lot. I came here from a recommendation from a friend, and I've been into the crypto space for a long time, but I've been pretty boring, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I came here as an individual investor because I wanted to get a pulse and maybe a thermostat of these projects and these companies. And it's hard to understand it when you are sitting at a computer trying to sift through an internet of all kinds of stuff. But I think when there's people and lives behind stuff and you get to interact with them, it's, for me, I think it's that's a piece of it. And I'm just trying to get a pulse on this industry so I can make better decisions over the next 2 to 3 years.
So a 2 to 3 year time horizon for your investments. Of all the projects that you saw on the expo floor, what's a project that piqued your interest where you learned the specific nugget of crypto gold, might we say?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of boring with this. So lately, I've exited out of a lot of my other equity just from my personal investments. I exit out of that, and I put a lot of money into the stable coin, simple stuff, right, where I'm getting an interest on it. And I want to know what's the right word? What the risks are with that. And I feel like it's pretty low risk. And I think my takeaway from this is I think the risk was actually lower than what I thought it was, which is good. I feel more confident in the idea that I can have a large amount of my money sitting making 6, 7, 8% interest, which is pretty good, because I can use that as a time to have that cash parked on the sidelines. Then when something does happen, then I can go in and then buy things. But at the same time, I'm not going to be bleeding from the whole inflation situation that's going on.
And so was this your first blockchain, crypto, Web3 related conference?
Yeah, first one ever.
So for folks that have never been to an event like this, describe what the event is like through your eyes and your shoes.
Well, it's interesting because I've been into Bitcoin for a long time, but I wasn't into it as an investor. I was one of those people cut from the cloth of I don't like fiat currency type of thing. And 10 years ago, everyone that was into Bitcoin had the same opinion that I did, right? That was 100% of people that were into Bitcoin. And now I've realized from talking to a lot of people that they don't have that sort of philosophical or political, the central bank thing. Like that is almost gone from this. So the reach and the scope of people is much broader. And I thought there'd at least be some element of that, but it feels like it's almost non-existent. So that was interesting to me.
And in terms of folks that you've met here, did you end up meeting friends? Did you end up meeting organizations that you're going to go home?
Totally.
Yeah. And so is there a next event that, is on your radar? I always find that at these events, you start hearing about the next 2, 3, 4 events. So is Permissionless an event you'll come back to? Is there a different event you're looking forward to?
I don't know that I'll come back to this event next year. I definitely want to do more crypto events. I think I'm going to go to the Bitcoin one in Miami for sure now because I really like this. I think I'd probably have maybe a broader interest. Maybe I'll come back. I don't know about this particular event, but I'm definitely going to do more. But on this event was personal time and PTO, so I'm not here representing my company right now.
All right, so for folks that are new out there and they want to get into investing in cryptocurrency, talk us through the 3, 4, or 5 steps that you take when you go ahead and invest money. Is it a hard? Is it a hot? Is it a cold wallet? Are you using custodian? Are you not? For someone that's brand new out there, you're now a teacher. Teach the world out there how to do it.
That's interesting. I don't really have strong opinions on that. I actually, if you asked me a year ago, I would say you have to put it into a cold storage wallet. Like that's the only thing that makes sense. And now I feel like the centralization of it is not necessarily a bad thing. For some people, that's the better way of storing it. Some people don't want to do that. They want to have someone else. It sort of seems like it's the anti-ethos of it. But I think for this company or this industry to grow and change, I think that has to be part of it. So I don't know that I have a strong opinion. If you want to leave it on an exchange somewhere, I think that's okay. I would have said no a year ago, but I think there are some good, trustworthy ones you could do that. If you want to put in cold storage, I think that's okay too. I think the one thing that I would say matters more than anything is to be patient. And I've been into this a long time. And
since when? When did you get involved? When did you buy your first?
It was probably 10 years ago, but I never did it as a way to make money. I did it because I wanted to support something that was anti-fiat. So it was out of principle. It was never out of I never saw an opportunity from it until probably 2016 or something. So maybe 2017. And then I started getting into it as like, oh, actually my opinion has changed. I actually do think that there's this sort of digital gold piece of it, but I never thought that early on.
Understood.
But yeah, to go back to what I was saying is I think just being patient, and I saw one guy on YouTube one time say this quote, and I thought it was really good. He's like, whenever you think you're going to miss the boat, it's not a boat, it's a ferry. You can always catch the next one. So now I'm in the position where I'm kind of sitting back and I'm just waiting for that time, and I'm here trying to see the things that will be interesting when the pricing and the timing and the emotional panic is at the right level. And then hopefully I'll make some good decisions.
And so I will end this with kind of like the ferry story. The way that we reconnected here after a baker's dozen years, literally ago, when I was serving bagels, and thank you for buying bagels at the bagel shop back in the day, connected to our college campus. Instead of there's always another ferry, oftentimes people will say there's always another bus. Just wait at the bus stop, there's gonna be another bus. And I'll just tell, it's more of just a fun little story here at the end, which is, I remember back in our college days, we were at the University of Illinois. I had a friend at Indiana University, and during Halloween season at Indiana University's campus, he told me the story and actually showed me some photos and videos where there were a bunch of friends, and they lined up at different bus stops along the same route. Okay. And so the bus came and picked up one person who came on the bus dressed up as a construction worker. And then the next person came out. It was the village people. And the village people got on one by one at all these different bus stops. And then once the last person came on, they hit the play button and they did the YMCA. So anyways, it was fun little chat here. Thank you for sharing about your self-learning here at Permissionless. And hopefully there's someone out there that will be inspired to be a lifelong learner just like you are.
Yeah, still working on it. Thanks.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.